This is Cashing Out on VSiN, the sports betting network.
All right, let's have some fun. It's time for Cashing Out with Joe Ceraulo. 3 hours coming at you. Tons of live betting to do here. Nice and early. Great guests coming up later on. How about the sensational show that our terrific producer Jared Moore has produced for us? We've got a couple fantastic guests joining us shortly. Michael Fiddle, our friend from the Action Network, going to come on, break down these NBA playoffs with us. And then in hour 2, Double Trouble, we've got 2 segments of our buddy VSiN Pony expert, and so much more than that. Mike Somich going to join the show in just over an hour. NBA playoffs, Stanley Cup playoffs. He's been known to give out a few baseball winners from time to time as well. And the ponies, the Preakness this weekend. We will break it down with Mike Somich coming up in just over an hour right here on Cashing Out. In the meantime, we've got 4 baseball games on. This is like a West Coast fan's dream right here. This many late hour games. We've got Mariners, Yankees, Giants, D-backs. We're going to get a 4th inning over in that game. Total was set at 7.5 with Robbie Ray and Brandon Pfaadt on the bump opposite one another. It's already 4-3, top of the 4th. And Arizona threatening lefty on lefty here. Is that Carroll up top of the lineup? I believe so. I can't read the name on top of the screen due to the glare, but I believe it's Corbin Carroll, Arizona's best player, best hitter, up with first and second, 2 outs, and a 2-2 count. A single here would certainly, with 2 outs, tie things up. And he fouls one off. They'll do it again. We'll get you live odds on the hoops. Oklahoma City, Denver. Halftime, the Nuggets lead by 2. How about it? We talked about it. I said I think Oklahoma City wins Game 5. I think the Thunder win in 7. The favorite was OKC to win in 6. That was the shortest shot on any exactas. I said OKC in 7, that the way I see this series finishing, the home team will win each of the 3 final games. And the Nuggets, I did say also, while I didn't bet this, and I'm not going to take credit here if it goes, the way that I predicted, because I ultimately didn't play it, I did say I think the Thunder win. I would take the 10.5 with the Nuggets. Well, the Denver Nuggets are up by 2 at the break. We are just about ready to come out of halftime here, and we'll keep you updated on the second half of play. Oklahoma City currently a 6.5-point favorite over at DraftKings. 5.5-point favorite over at DraftKings. It looks like the second half has begun. DraftKings a little ahead of our TV. This is why we do this at commercial breaks, right, folks? There's always a little difference between the real game, my television, and you watching me, right, and me portraying this information to you. So, I see 59-58 on DK right now. OKC laying 6.5, but we like to wait until commercial breaks to get in on any live action. So second half action, third quarter underway in OKC. And I do think the Thunder are going to win this game. Denver just hanging around, at least in the first half. We'll see if the Nuggets don't get tired. That's been the issue, right? As Jokic hit the top of the key 3 to give him 22 on the night. That's been the issue with the Nuggets at times this postseason, as they get tired. Then at other times, like games 1 and 3, the Nuggets are the team with the late surge. But, game 4, they certainly looked like a team that started flat, picked it up, and then ran out of gas down the stretch. What do we have going on in LA at Chavez Ravine? Dodgers, A's. Oakland was up 2-1. Last I saw, still up 2-1 in the 4th. 2 outs, top of the 4th. A's are up at bat. Dodgers minus 140 on the money line despite trailing. Oakland with a lead plus $1.10. Giants got out of it. We head to the bottom of the 4th, 4-3 San Fran. If you want to get in on Arizona live, you're getting better than 2-1. Plus 210 on the D-backs money line. San Fran minus 280. Can't advise that with a team with a 1-run lead in the 4th inning. If you want to go run line, Giants minus 1.5 is even. Arizona plus a 1.5 is minus 130. We took the Yankees in Seattle. Max Fried is actually struggling against the Mariners lineup that has been dreadful lately. What has Seattle lost? 4 in a row? are we looking at for the Seattle Mariners getting swept by the Toronto Blue Jays over the weekend at home? Didn't see that one coming. And the Mariners, 4 losses in a row, still in first place, 2 games in the loss column up on the Athletics. Still drives me wild, makes me laugh looking at the standings, seeing Seattle Mariners and then just Athletics and then Houston Astros. No city associated with the A's. But Seattle riding this losing streak. I laid 35 cents with Max Fried in the Yankees money line. Got pretty good CLV there. I saw that close as high as $1.50, $1.55. And while Fried has only allowed 1 run through 4+ innings, Mariners currently up, bottom 5, guy on first, none out. This has been a laborious outing for Max Fried. He has not looked like his potential Cy Young winning self thus far in this ball game. 81 pitches, yet to record an out in the 5th. He has certainly been laboring out there against this Mariners lineup, grinding out good at-bats, long innings, and Fried just struggling to get that put-away pitch, as was evident right there with a 1-2 curveball. Beautiful curve. Seattle, the 9-hitter, Williamson, wasting it and fouling it off. So, recipe for success, if you're the Mariners, get Fried out of Dodge early and get to this Yankees bullpen. I mean, I can't imagine Fried goes longer than 5 in this one. He's at 82 pitches with no outs here in the 5th. So if you're Seattle, you're likely looking at least 3-4 innings of Yankees relief work. That's a good recipe for success for the Mariners. So they lead at 1-0. We've got the Yanks. Bats have been dormant. Brian Wu, we always talk about Wu. He is lights out at home. I just went with Fried to outduel Wu and the Yankees to be able to put something up. I mean, they were run-scoring machines in Sacramento over the weekend. They put up, an 11 spot? Game 1 of this series yesterday. And so I did envision the Yankees maybe tagging Wu for 3 and 5 innings, 3 and 6 innings. Well, they've been up 5 times, and they've gone down 5 times without much of a fight. Just 1 hit last I saw for the so-called Bronx Bombers in this one. San Fran still up 4-3. That's a strikeout. What a dot by Brandon Pfaadt to start the bottom of the 4th. Gets his guy looking, and not quite sure who that was for the Giants, but shin guard was off. He was walking to first. Don't complain about that. That is a beautiful pitch by Brandon Pfaadt. Wow, 4-seam fastball coming in at 94, and that thing just dotted the corner at the knees, outside part of the plate. That was a pitcher's dream. That is exactly what we try to do every time out there. So that was a gorgeous strike 3 by Pfaadt. Dodgers going to bat bottom of the 4th here, down 2-1. They get out of the top of the inning. San Diego, the other game we haven't gotten to. The Padres lead the Angels 2-1. Bottom of the 6th, Jose Soriano still out there for the Angels. Just one of San Diego's 2 runs earned to Soriano. He has looked really good. He's allowed just 2 hits in this one. Angels have made, however, 2 errors. Dylan Cease has allowed just 1 for the Padres. 6 innings, 10 strikeouts. How about Cease soaring over that K-prop? He's starting to put together some good starts in a row now. He's at 89 pitches. Not sure if he'll go back out for the 7th as Arias gets on to lead off the bottom half of the 6th for San Diego. But Cease, last time out in the Bronx, 6 2/3, 1 earned, 9 strikeouts. So now we're looking at his last 2 starts, 13 2/3 innings, 12 2/3 innings of work, 2 earned, 19 strikeouts for Dylan Cease. His start before that only went 4 at Pittsburgh. 2 earned. I mean, not like he got shelled, but the pitch count was just through the roof. 91. Before that, 4 1/3, 95 pitches. His pitch count's been trouble. He's only gone 6 innings prior to tonight, twice all season. This will be his 3rd start of 6 or more. But it has not come easy for Dylan Cease to start the year. However, this could be 2 tremendous, not just quality starts, 2 tremendous starts in a row for Cease. Let's see if the Padres bats can get going, because Soriano thus far has been able to match him. Commercial break in OKC. We'll get you a live update there. Reds and White Sox, by the way, in extras. It's 1-1. We cashed out Anthony Abbott plus $1.25 over 5.5 strikeouts. Folks, can we address the elephant in the room? And obviously, we're waiting on the Yankees. We need them to turn things around for a 3-0 day and a sweep. But we hit the Pacers, catching 8. We hit Abbott, a plus money play, over 5.5 Ks. He had 5 through 3 innings, got 7 in the 5th. We are now 8-1 in our last 9. If the Yankees get home, we're going to have a 2-day stretch where we go 9-1 here on Cashing Out with Joe Ceraulo. So Yankees, let's see. I hate to bet on the Yankees because I got to root for a team I've spent my whole life rooting against. But if we can sweep the day at 3-0, had a 6-1 day yesterday, that would be a hell of a 9-1 2-day stretch. Couple of plus money winners in there too. Ovechkin to score the goal. Tyler Mahle under 1.5 earned runs. Andrew Abbott over 5.5 Ks. We love a plus money prop here on Cashing Out. You know what else we love, folks? Going all in this summer at Circa Las Vegas with the ultimate getaway package. Just $400 all in. You'll get a 2-night stay right here at Circa Las Vegas Resort and Casino, a $100 dining credit, a $100 beverage credit, and your very own daybed at Stadium Swim, where the party never stops. All that for just $400, resort fees and taxes included. This limited time offer, valid for stays between May 26th and September 4th, Memorial Day to Labor Day only. Don't miss out. Lock in your all-in summer package right now at circalasvegas.com. You don't want to miss a chance to watch some baseball games at Stadium Swim with a nice frozen mango slushy drink in your hand. It's the best way to spend your summer, folks. circalasvegas.com. Head there now. More Cashing Out with Joe Ceraulo on the other side.
Out here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Cashing Out continues with me, Joe Ceraulo, here on a Tuesday night. The Denver Nuggets getting to work in the third quarter. About halfway through the third period of play, the Nuggets up 9, 77-68 with the ball, threatening to add on. My goodness, if Denver steals this game in OKC, look, it's not a lock. I would say if any team is going to come back from 3-2, the Thunder would be the most likely this round to do so. However, I'd also say if any team's going to refuse to lose 2 in a row, it's Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets. And I say team pretty loosely because to me it's all about Jokic refusing to lose 2 in a row. If they steal this one, good luck, Oklahoma City, the rest of the way. My goodness. A lot of game left. NBA, look, we always say it's a sport that is best bet live. And because of that, you don't really have to watch an NBA game in most cases till the fourth quarter, right? Look at the Cleveland-Indiana game earlier today. Prime example of that. You had the Cavs up as many as, 19 in the first quarter, maybe early in the second quarter. Indiana comes all the way back. At halftime, it was, a 2-point game, right? And then the Pacers go up big in the third quarter. By the fourth quarter, it was a 2-point game again. So the NBA, really, you can just tune in the fourth quarter. That's why it's better to bet it live, because it is a game of runs, and you'll get lopsided scores on each side, and then you could sit there with negative CLV if you bet it pre-flop. Like when I had the Pacers +8, I'm sitting there, they're down 14 after the first quarter, and I'm going, crap, I could have gotten a way better number now. That said, they're up big going into the fourth quarter, and then it looked like I had a better number. So, like I said, the NBA, it's best bet live at times. Let's take a look at the live line right now as Denver splashes a 3, OKC calls timeout, and we're at commercial break with the Nuggets up a dozen, 80-68 over the Thunder. Denver is now the favorite, albeit only a 3.5-point favorite. If you think the Nuggets are going to ride this one out for the final 17 minutes, you can get them now laying 3.5. Money line's -$2. OKC +3.5. Money line is +$1.50. That live total sitting at 226.5. We mentioned Pacers Cavs earlier in the day. Let's get to it. Indiana, second year in a row, Rick Carlisle's got his squad in the conference finals. Congratulations to the Indiana Pacers, taking down the 1 seed, Kenny Atkinson's Cavs. It's that Coach of the Year curse. What is this, 5-6 years in a row that the Coach of the Year doesn't even get to the conference finals, or maybe they have one conference finals appearance in the last 5-6 years. It has not gone well for Coach of the Year winners the past half decade or so in the NBA playoffs. Tyrese Halliburton. I thought game 3, he was going to have his big game. He did not. That's the one game the Cavs took this series. But Tyrese Halliburton had his big game here in game 5 on the road. 31 points, 6 of 10 from beyond the arc, 8 dimes, 6 boards. He was phenomenal. Halliburton took over completely, said, I'm a superstar, this is my team, and stepped up. By the way, Donovan Mitchell, I mean, he did not shoot efficiently, right? He was just 8 of 25 from the floor, 15 of 21 at the free throw line as he finishes with a game-high 35 points. Even though it was not Donovan Mitchell's finest night and he went, a quarter and a half without scoring, I don't believe he scored the entire second quarter. There was a point in the third. In the third quarter, Indiana outscored Cleveland 33-20, right? In the middle 2 quarters, Indiana Pacers put up 33 points each quarter, outscored the Cavs 66-45 in the middle 24 minutes. Donovan Mitchell, I don't think he had a point in the entire second quarter, didn't score most of the third. The Cavs, as a team, went 7 minutes without a made field goal in the third quarter. It was not a pretty shooting night for the Cavs as they come in just 25% from 3 and under 39% from the floor. Ice cold shooting night for Cleveland. That said, Donovan Mitchell still deserves credit for what I thought was a valiant effort. If they weren't facing elimination, I don't think he plays on that ankle in this game. You saw him at one point, I believe it was the second quarter, go to the locker room. Maybe it was the third quarter. He was not feeling good. Mitchell was clearly in a ton of pain, and for him to go out, put up a game-high 35 points, make the hustle plays, grab 9 boards, his plus-minus was only -3 in a game where his team lost by 9. I think Donovan Mitchell deserves a heck of a lot of credit for the toughness he displayed this series. Supporting cast wasn't there. Max Strus with a big old goose egg, 0 for 9 from the floor, 0 for 6 from 3. Darius Garland, 0 for 6 from 3 as well, just 4 for 16. I hate to say this, you can argue the Cleveland Cavaliers would have been better without Darius Garland in this series. I didn't see anything in the 3 games he played, even the game Cleveland won. I didn't see anything that made me go, oh wow, Darius Garland really helped his team tonight. Not once in those 3 games did I think Darius Garland being out there actually benefited the Cavs. You would have been better maybe with more minutes of Ty Jerome. I know he shot like 10% the first 2 games of the series, but DeAndre Hunter maybe in the starting lineup. Hunter had a decent game off the bench, 30 minutes. Darius Garland was a disaster. And I know he's hurt. I know he's got that toe injury, was wearing the special shoe to keep the toe in place. Nothing Darius Garland did on the court helped the Cleveland Cavaliers this series. Evan Mobley returning was big. He had a big game, 24 points and 11 boards, couple of blocks as well. But it was all Indiana from the second quarter on. Cleveland, again, they made it close, had that 10-2 run to start the fourth quarter and make it, a 1-point, 2-point game. But Indiana ultimately coming back, keeping the Cavs at bay, letting them get close, but never letting them take command, and just great efforts all around. Every starter in double figures. Miles Turner, biggest bucket of his life late in the fourth quarter with about 30 seconds to go. That was the dagger. Neesmith, a double-double. Siakam, Spicy P, getting to the rim at will. But Tyrese Halliburton just going superstar status on us in this game. That's the reason Indiana is headed to the conference finals. What a wild postseason we're having. Road teams continue. We talked about the trends, right? How it was either going to be the trend of the zigzag continues and the Cavs winning cover, or the road team trend continues. I mean, road teams in this series, 4-1 in the 5 games. Only time a home team won was Indiana, game 4 on Monday. Tremendous second round for road teams. In Denver, keeping it going right now. 3 minutes to go in the third. Nuggets up 7, 80-73. NBA playoffs heating up, folks. Our partner, ProfitX, offering the best odds all postseason long. ProfitX is a peer-to-peer sports exchange available in over 40 states where you'll be able to make your picks against other groups of fans rather than the books. Exchanges guarantee you the best odds on average by 10 to 20%. This is no joke, folks. It's all I use when I'm in sunny California. And the best part is, this is cool, you can even request your own odds. I did it yesterday. Alex Ovechkin to score a goal. He was plus 172 on the app. I requested plus 180. It got matched. I won. I took someone's money. We like doing that. Download ProfitX today. Code VSIN, VSIN. Earn up to $200 in profit cash over your first month. Nuggets, 80. Thunder, 73. Take a look at the live line here as we got a little clock stoppage. Nuggets still laying 3 and a hook, as I guess they've got a bucket on this possession because 82-73 is what DraftKings is reading. So Nuggets up 9, laying 3.5. We're getting close to that fourth quarter. Clock is ticking. OKC is going to need a fourth quarter like the one they turned in on Mother's Day Sunday in the Mile High City. They needed the fourth quarter to get home then. They're going to need to have a big fourth quarter to get home here at home in Game 5 as Jokic takes a tremendous charge right there. That is the call, right? Yep, okay, they got that right. He was outside the semicircle. Even I saw that clear as day from the vantage point I've got here in the studio. That was a terrific, gutsy play by Jokic to take that charge. We've got updates on the diamond. We're going to get to a bunch of them mainly on the other side here. But the Angels, for a second straight night, maybe not as dramatic as the, 6-run ninth inning that we saw from them yesterday, but some seventh inning magic. They entered the seventh down 2-1, 4-2. Angels leading the Padres, trying to win 2 in a row at Petco. The hell was that series price coming into this? Angels must have been 2-1 or better to win the series, right? Michael King on the bump game 1. Padres were $2.25 favorites. Dylan Cease on the bump game 2 here tonight. Padres again, bigger than $2 favorites. Cease allowed 1 this inning. Estrada out of the pen allowed the other 2 as Cease's book is closed. 6 2/3, 2 earned, 10 strikeouts. Way over the K prop for Dylan Cease. But the Padres in trouble. Down 4-2 at home. Midway through the 7th, it's stretch time. We'll be back after the break, cashing out with Joe Ceraulo.
Welcome back to Cashing Out here on VSIN, the Sports Betting Network.
I love this Athletics team. This is a frisky, fun team that just will not go away. How about the A's? Leading the Dodgers 4-1. Top of the 5th. They've got 2 on, 2 outs, a chance to really pile on here if they can get a base knock. Who's up for Oakland right now? Butler, the 5-hitter, right fielder. If he can put one in play here, 2-2 count, 2 outs, at least take a 5-1 lead. Instead, he looks at ball 3, so he works with the full count. Runners on first and second will be in motion. I mean, a gapper should make it 6-1 if he puts one in play. Landon Knack, he's out of the game, 4 2/3, 4 earned, 8 strikeouts for Knack. This is an A's team. It's actually bottom 5, or I guess top 5 in the league in Ks. Top 5 meaning fewest Ks. This lineup doesn't strike out much at all. So for a guy like Landon Knack to have 8 and 4 2/3, pretty wild. Jeff Springs, he's been great. 57 pitches through 4 innings of 1-run ball. Really efficient for the A's. Only 1 strikeout. Part of that efficiency. Getting a lot of quick outs on contact here as Cashing Out continues with myself, Joe Ceraulo, taking you through your Tuesday night Garcia in for the Dodgers. Full count. We do it again. And did Butler get this one down into left field? He did. That's a fair ball. Is that going to plate two? Because they were in motion. Here's the relay. The play at the plate. Safe. Wow. A little Phil Rizzuto, right? Paradise by the Dashboard Light. Here's the relay. Here's the play at the plate. Holy cow. I think he's going to make it. 6-1. A's. Did Butler get to third on that? Sliced it down the left field line. Beautiful piece of hitting. 97 mile per hour two-seamer. Outside part of the dish, and he just went with it. That is great hitting. I thought that the runner at the plate was dead. The throw beat him. He just got that left hand in there. Who was that? Was that Shea Langoliers getting in there? Curious if the Dodgers are going to challenge. They won't. It is 6-1 A's. Butler on second. Base knock here. Nope. That's going to be a fly out to center. F8 ends the inning, but the A's tack on two more. One to Knack, so 5 earned. Book is closed on him. One to Garcia. 6-1 A's. Remember when the A's were up 2-1 and still plus $1.10 on the money line? Well, now that money line, as we head to the bottom of the fifth, we are halfway through the game. The A's are minus 750. Dodgers plus 470. Run line 3.5. I'll tell you what, Dodgers plus 3.5 runs at plus 105. Not bad. I mean, they would only have to outscore the A's by 2 the rest of the way. They've got one more turn at bat. As long as they're trailing, and if they're not trailing, well, then they cover that number. I actually don't mind that plus 3.5 for the Dodgers one bit at plus $1.05. Money line I wouldn't touch, but interesting there if they can get to either Springs or the A's bullpen. Angels up 4-2. Padres have a guy on second, bottom of the seventh, 2 outs. Base knock here would get him within one run, That run line plus 1.5 plus $1.45. So a base hit would certainly shift that price if Jason Hayward, working with a 2-2 count, can do something. Yankees, top of the seventh. Brian Wu is still dealing 85 pitches. We are over outs recorded props in this one. Is that a home run in San Francisco? It is. Wow, Giants, 2-run shot. Make it 6-3. Bottom of the fifth. Who is that? We'll pull up who that was. Big blast right there by the Giants. First row, left field. Gurriel thought he had a play. Made a sick play on the warning track yesterday. No play on that ball. Believe that was Willie Adames. It was. Was that off of Brandon Pfaadt? No, Murillo, the reliever. Because Adames had some career success off of Pfaadt in the past, but Pfaadt gets yanked after 4 earned, 95 pitches. Robbie Ray threw 5, 88 pitches, 3 earned, 7 Ks, 7 hits. I'd imagine Ray's day is done. He'd be the winning pitcher if this lead holds. Mentioned Brian Wu dealing. Do the Yankees finally have a hit? They do. It's only, their second of the game? It's going to go for extra bases, too. I believe that's Austin Wells cruising into second with a double. Top of the seventh. Can the Yankees get on the board and tie it up? It was Austin Wells. Had a massive night yesterday. 3-run bomb. Not a high average guy, but he's got pop. That was the 4th hit, by the way, for the Yankees in this one. Believe they left 2 stranded in the top of the 6th, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they had back-to-back singles with 2 outs, and then Bellinger flew out to strand him. So Austin Wells on second. Wu exits the game, 88 pitches, 6 1/3 innings of work. They don't let him go that deep. I mean, 88 pitches. That's why, and look, I love Brian Wu. I think he's a stud if you can get a fair price on earned run props. K props we've taken. Last time we took the K prop against the Athletics, he got shelled. It was over 5.5. He had 3 going into his final inning of work, and he struck out the side to finish with 6 and get us home. I couldn't believe it. But he's efficient and economical as hell. I just hate to go outs recorded props, even though I believe he went over his number here tonight. I'll pull up what the number was, but they don't have a long leash. He rarely exceeds 90 pitches, and he'll go 6 innings on 90 pitches, which in today's day and age is nothing shy of phenomenal, but he rarely is allowed to go past 90 pitches. I don't get it. They treat him with extra care. It's just one of the, another guy like that, and we bet on him tonight. We won on him tonight. Andrew Abbott rarely goes past 90 pitches. Now, we got our 6 strikeouts. He finished with 7. Over 5.5 was plus $1.25, so we cashed out. But he's a guy who rarely throughout his career has touched 100 pitches, and Abbott's been in the league like 4 years by now. I think both Abbott and Woo, right around 25, 26 years old, both been in the league 3 or more years. Woo's out prop was 18.5 against the Yankees. I'm surprised. Well, he got 19 outs for Woo, and it was plus $1.55. If you went over on outs for Brian Woo, pat yourself on the back. Fried goes under 18.5. Under was minus $1.50 because, you're asking him to go out for the 7th and get one in the 7th. Fried only went 5 Ks, 91 pitches. But with a base knock here, the Yankees can get Fried off the hook. What were the K props at this one? 5.5. Woo had 6. Goes over that K prop, although the over was heavily juiced. So 5.5 was minus $1.60. Over 6.5 was plus money, but that did not get home as he lands on 6. Depending on the book, 5.5, 6.5. It varied a bit for Woo. For Fried, K prop was 5.5. He lands under on the hook. If you had under, could have gotten plus $1.20. Over was between minus 140 and minus 170 at some shops. Caesars minus 170 on the over. At that point, just move it to 6.5. I mean, if you're going to post a number and have the over be, minus 70 cents, that's just freaking absurd at that point. Thunder down 9. They're at commercial break. 90-81. The Nuggets lead Oklahoma City. They are living in that 9-point range, up, between really 7 and 12 for most of the last 8 minutes or so of game action. Denver Live laying 4.5. The Thunder have not been able to get closer than 7 in quite some time. Money line, they're up from minus $1.95 to 270. OKC money line 2-1. If you think the Thunder can make up 9 points in 10 minutes here down the stretch. Folks, smarter bets start right here, and they last all year long with VSiN Pro. For a limited time, we're slashing the price of our annual subscription. Normally $240, now just $1.99 when you sign up today. We'll throw in 2 extra months for free. That's 14 months of VSiN Pro access for less than 50 cents a day when you use the promo code PRO. Get 14 months of access to our daily best bets from hosts and guests, exclusive splits from DraftKings and Circa, 24/7 live video and full show replays on the VSiN Watch app, plus all of our special edition betting guides. Head to VSiN.com/subscribe now, promo code PRO. Lock in your 14 months for just $1.99. That's VSIN.com/subscribe. Volpe with a deep foul ball for the Yanks. Full count, 1 out. Wells on second. Mariners bullpen in. Yankees trying to get on the board. Yankees win would give us a 3-0 sweep for the day and make us 9-1 in our last 2 days. I hate to say this, but I'm rooting for the Yankees tonight. NBA talk coming up next. Our buddy Michael Fiddle from Action Network joins the show. You don't want to miss it. It's Cashing Out with Joe Ceraulo.
Out here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Cashing Out continues with myself, Joe Ceraulo. The Yankees got their runners to second and third with 2 outs, but couldn't get them in. Seattle strikes out the Yanks to get through the 7th. Still 1-0 Mariners. It's stretch time at T-Mobile in Oklahoma City. A Lou Dort 3 has made it a 5-point game. The Nuggets try to answer. They can't. It stays a 5-point game. Let's talk hoops now on the Progressive Guest Line with our friend, NBA expert over at the Action Network, Michael Fiddle, joining the show. Michael, how are you, my man? How are you enjoying this Nuggets Thunder game? What action are we sweating out on your end in this one?
Nice to join you, Joe. I have an over in this game and an under. I actually created a nice little middle with 3 points of closing line value and then played back some of my original over. So I have over 219.5 and under 222.5. And at halftime, it was 110. So I was like, just double that and it'll be right on the nose for me. I think right now we're a few points below pace, but it's going to be a sweat. It's going to be a good one. Hoping they score, hoping for some late game fouling, really, to boost some extra points here.
Wow. And as this one gets closer, there might be an opportunity for some late game fireworks. How about that 3? OKC 92-90. Let's get an updated live total. 211.5, 6 minutes to go. Sometimes the scoring picks up late, though, down the stretch here. So we've got, what do you call it, a fiddle middle? Between
that's what I call it. Yep. Fiddle's middle. There's 5% implied probability on the bet that I made, and I'd say 7.5%, 8% chance to hit. So I know it's a long shot, but I'll take my plus 3% any day, Joe.
I love it. And give us the numbers one more time.
19.5 towards the over and under 222.5.
All right, let's see if we can land on a Fiddle's middle. Michael, as they go to commercial break, let's look ahead to tomorrow a little bit. Our hometown team in action, the Knicks, looking to close things out up in Boston. Who would have thought we'd be talking about the Knicks looking to close things out in Boston in a Game 5? I mean, this is absolutely unimaginable. The series has been sensational. I've been loving every minute of it except the Jason Tatum injury, the Achilles. He had successful surgery earlier today. That's terrible news, but unfortunately, we have to evaluate this and handicap this game by taking that into account. No Tatum, yet the Knicks are still dogs. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
I actually think it's a perfectly correct price, Joe. Obviously, I'll be rooting for both mine and your hometown New York Knicks in this spot. But if you think about the way this is priced and Boston Celtics being, about a 10.5 point favorite at home. And then if you subtract the value of what Jason Tatum is worth, you're calling him about 5-6 points to the spread. And therefore you get that -4.5. It was actually at -5.5 earlier in the betting market cycle for this game. And there's definitely been some Knicks sentiment because you would price Jason Tatum as 5 points to the market right there. So moving that 10.5 down to 5.5, and then you get the betting action from the opening line and where some subjectives come into the market, and it's pushed this down to Knicks. So I would say the Knicks are appearing to be the sharp side for this game, but personally I have no action because I think this one is perfectly priced in one of those 50-50 scenarios where betting a -110 kind of puts you at a losing effort if it's a 52.38 and you're going into it 50-50. Then you're gambling and hoping to get lucky as opposed to placing a plus EV wager.
So if you've got no action on the side in this one, do you think if you're a Knicks backer that there'd be more value to taking the money line plus $1.55 plus $1.60 at some spots instead of taking the points? What are your thoughts on that money line?
I would probably do a little bit of both, Joe. In the NBA playoffs, you have about an 80% if the underdog covers, then they win outright. And then if you tack on further to that this spread doesn't really move through NBA key numbers, I consider 5, 6, 7, and 8 the most important 4 numbers in the NBA. So with a spread at +4.5, yes, you should definitely take some of the money line with the spread. I probably would split that up 50-50 and play both of them. Money line prices are correlated and roughly the same value of what those 4.5 points are worth. So I think it's a fair thing. Joe, what I would be really doing is if the Knicks win this game, then I really like them against the Pacers. We will get those series prices and those game one prices right away. We do know the Knicks are going to be the favorite with home court. I like them probably more than they are going to be priced at open, and I resoundingly think they are going to be the sharp side for that series. So what I'm watching tomorrow's Celtics-Knicks game is rooting for the Knicks and hoping I can have my hand on the button and hitting some New York Knicks to win the Eastern Conference when they get to their series with the Pacers. And whether that's in the conference odds or in the series odds, it's all different ways to bet the same thing. I think the Knicks make the finals as long as they win one more game against Boston Celtics.
So, Michael, let me ask you this then. Would you take the Knicks right now, plus 105? They are still the short shot, but that's probably going to have a minus sign in front of that number once they do finally put the nail in Boston's coffin. Would you take them now, plus 105, to win the Eastern Conference instead of waiting and risking getting a worse price?
Oh, absolutely. I will definitely be taking a bite of that. I did not see the plus 105 out there on the market, but yes, a no-brainer. And then you could kind of position yourself in an arbitrage situation because the Pacers will be greater than plus 105. I guarantee it. So you will have a situation as long as the Knicks don't lose 3 straight to a Tatumless Celtics that really, like after that injury, they looked like a disaster. It was like they were wiped out, and it'd be hard to imagine they would recover and bring up the spirits to make them win and feel good enough to win 3 straight against this Knicks team. So yeah, that plus 105, I mean, even the minus 105s, I assume are outright arbable. So I would probably lay a good amount into this price because it's not like a futures bet where you're waiting a full season or months or even weeks to get that back. This is going to matriculate in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, Knicks minus 105 at FanDuel, plus 105 at DraftKings. Obviously, shop around. And I mean, if you're getting plus money on the Knicks, like you said, there's no reason to not. If that's what you're into, put a big chunk of change on that. Come back with another plus price on Indiana if you feel the need, and see what you can do there. Guarantee yourself potentially a profit. We've got a tie game here in OKC, 92-92. The Thunder on a roll. They were down 90-81 a couple of minutes ago, and they have stormed all the way back. How about that other series in the Western Conference, Michael? Minnesota, Golden State. Wolves trying to end the Warriors season. No Steph, Game 5. They're laying 11.5 on their home court. Does that number make you want to come back and take Golden State? Do you think the Warriors are going to leave it all out there in this situation? No, you're shaking your head.
No, Joe, I grabbed an early minus 10. So advising, a minus 11.5 or the other side kind of would be bad advice anyway to say, follow me on playing the Wolves because I played it at 10, so played at 11.5. It's a completely different scenario, but I do think it's a potential Warriors quit spot is how I would recipe this out. I don't really think that Steph Curry comes back in Game 6. I think the Warriors inside the building probably know that. And I think if we get another situation where the Wolves go up double-digit points, Minnesota Stadium is absolutely roaring, I think this is a potential. It gets ugly early for the Warriors in this game, and it's going to be one that the Wolves advance to the Western Conference Finals. And like the Pacers, we're saying this team back-to-back years with a young superstar in the Western Conference Finals should be exciting for the Minnesota Timberwolves and Anthony Edwards tomorrow.
How crazy is that? Who would have thought the Wolves and the Pacers back-to-back years in the conference finals? I mean, the NBA gets a reputation at times for being so chalky, but this year has been really, anything but. And obviously we still have the potential for Oklahoma City to get there, but the rest of the playoffs have had so much parity surrounding them. This has been really entertaining as they go to the break. 94-94, the current score, 4.5 minutes to go. Michael, would you lay 1.5 with the Thunder live here?
Yeah, I probably would. I've been hitting Thunder live a couple times throughout this game. So at minus 1.5, it would be foolish of me to say no. But
throughout the segment, he's just been multitasking, hitting the Thunder live.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not the type that's in this particular playoff series. Like, I'm not looking for the futures in the way I am the Eastern Conference, because I think the way this series can go, I want to see who comes out of this series first. Is it Denver or is it Oklahoma City Thunder? If OKC comes out, I will be smashing the future and the title odds on OKC before they play the Minnesota Timberwolves. If it is Denver, I will be going game by game. So at this point in the betting market cycle where we're in these late stages of these series, I kind of find it harder to play game to game. I like when it's game 1, game 3 of new series and futures at the start of series. So that's kind of where my approach is for now. Looking OKC to win the title if they somehow make it out of this.
I love it. Well, I just took them -1.5, -105, 94-94. They're on a 13-4 run. They've got all the momentum. So let's sweat out the Thunder together. Michael, really appreciate the time, man. Thanks so much for hopping on.
Anytime, Joe. It's a pleasure.
Check him out over on the Action Network. Our friend Michael Fiddle doing a terrific job this entire NBA postseason. We're going to sweat out OKC and Denver on the other side. It's Cashing Out with Joe Ceraulo. Don't go anywhere.